from a tree in his front yard, yet he knew nothing of what they do. He just put them in for landscaping. I knew somewhat of them, yet all I knew was I could get high of them, and I was curious. I did no research before I took them, and the following story is what told me to the motherfucking the day after I took them. I was at work with my brother and I had stopped by his house to smoke a bowl. I asked him if I could have about 8 of the flowers off the tree, and he told me he didn't care. After receiving the flowers, I called up two of my friends, we'll call them John and Chino, and told them that I had acquired some angel's trumpets. My friend Tino agreed to be the sober one so he could drive while we tripped. That was not a major fuck. Chino picked up John and I at my house around 6 p.m. so that we could go catch a movie. When we were back, first picked up, I had already consumed one angel trumpet, but John hadn't consumed any. We arrived at the movie theaters and bought our tickets. Nothing was happening, so I consumed around 3 more flowers at the beginning of the movie. By this time, I had consumed 4 flowers and John consumed 2. I started to feel tired and sleepy, so I laid down and went to sleep in the back of the movie theater. When the movie was over, I felt like I wasn't sure if the trip had set in or not. And this is where amnesia started to slip up on me. The last thing I remember is walking out of the movie theater trying to keep my balance, which I had obviously lost my balance but seemed to be maintaining self-control. On the drive home, I kept seeing snakes. Snakes were everywhere in the road, yet my friend Chino assured me everything was alright. As far as I know, my friend John just kept starting to get tired. Upon my arrival back at the house, I walked in with that shirt on, and my roommate asked me where it was. I argued with him for almost a half hour that I did have a shirt on, and I was scraping the skin on my chest, pulling it out, thinking it was my shirt. Not until I looked down, then I realized he was right. This was around 11 p.m. Around 1 p.m., my roommate came into my room to find me throwing things around, smashing them down. He proceeded to ask me what I was doing. I told him I was finding someone in to help me. He then brought me into the living room and laid me down on the couch, staying there with me to make sure I didn't hurt myself or damage the house. I stayed there for a number of hours just staring at random stuff, but always seeming to get up every 15 or 20 minutes to go to the bathroom. I had the feeling of restlessness, yet when I got to the bathroom, I would forget where I'd just come from. Around 6 a.m., my roommate told me to fix breakfast, thinking the trip had worn off. I took a silver cake mix bowl and filled it full of milk and then stuffed it out a Mexican type of blanket into the bowl and started to eat it with a fork and knife. My roommate cut that real quick and laid me back down on the couch. The entire time this was going on, my friend John was at his house, and his trip started around 4 a.m. He was sitting in his room and he was talking to me, thinking I was right there with him. His brother came into his room and tried to calm him down, then went back to bed. Around 8 a.m., John put on his work shirt and started to leave to go to work. Yet he always fucking works fucking second shift. His brother caught him and put him back in the bed. He also had to go to the court feeling after the effects of the angel trumpets. My friend and I both agreed that it was a bad choice and it was not a pleasant experience. After effects include dizziness, vomiting, hangover like effects, and muscle tension. If I would not have had someone sober around us the entire time, I have no doubt we would have wandered out in the middle of a road and fell out of a window.